May 12th, we have our scheduled conditional use hearing related to Lower Saucon Township and the Bethlehem Landfill. I received notice earlier this week concerning a decision that was handed down from the Northampton County Court of Common Pleas, specifically related to a procedural validity challenge associated with Lower Saucon Township Ordinance number 2022-02, which is the ordinance involved in this case concerning conditional use. Specifically, the trial judge, Judge Kassic, issued the following order, and I'll read the order for the record. It states, and now this 8th day of May, 2022, upon consideration of the procedural validity challenge to Lower Saucon Township Ordinance number 2022-02, filed by appellants on January 13th, 2023, it is hereby ordered and decreed that appellant's procedural challenge is granted and Lower Saucon Township Ordinance number 2022-02 is held to be void ab initio. Mr. Aztec forwarded me the decision. Thank you for doing so. And has requested by way of email at this point that the proceedings be stayed. And I have issued an email out to all attorneys involved in this case that it is my opinion as well that this matter, based on this order, should be stayed for the time being. There's a 30-day appeal period based on the municipality's planning code for an order like this. In addition, there's also the potential that the township may try to re-adopt. I don't have any idea what the township's going to do in response to this at this point. But I think it makes sense for a stay at this point in time. However, I wanted to convene a hearing today, allow for anyone who wishes to present argument one way or the other on it to do so. And I will mark the decision, the full decision, not just the order, but the full decision that I just referenced as hearing officer exhibit, I believe we're up to 9, just bear with me. Yes, so this will be marked as hearing officer exhibit 9. All right, with that, Mr. Aztec, as I mentioned, I got your email, but I would imagine you'd want to place of record the specific request for a stay. Is that accurate?
In light of the court order of May 8, 2022, ordering and decreeing that ordinance 2022-02 is void ab initio, it would render any proceedings pursuant to that ordinance equally as void and of no effect. I recognize that the appellee, or perhaps even the intervenor, may wish to seek appellate review, and if that is in fact the case, this matter ought to be stayed indefinitely until that review is completed. So I have no objection to the hearing officer's suggestion that this be stayed and that we be given a new date 30 days out from the date of this decision to determine what the appellee and the intervenor do. My sense is that if there is an appeal, we sit by and wait for that appeal to be resolved. If there is no appeal taken, then I think it is your recommendation that to the town council that the conditional use be denied because it's predicated upon a void ordinance. Whatever record has been made today would have to be remade in the event the ordinance is readopted and applications are filed pursuant thereto. But I do not believe that we could use this record unless there's a stipulation by everybody, including everyone who has standing, that this record could be used again. Circumstances would be different.
All right. Well,
with that said, I'm not going to speculate. My request is to stay 30 days, and then perhaps there be communication among council to determine where we go from there.
Okay. And you know that it's certainly an issue that if the ordinance were to get readopted, I think we have to address as to whether or not the record that's been created so far is able to be used. But I don't really want to get into that issue. It's not before us right now. That this is not on the table, so that would be speculative. However, and my understanding is the Township Council is meeting next week, so I think we're going to get probably an idea after that meeting as to what the township intends to do as a result of this particular order that was issued. We will cover that, though, at a subsequent hearing if need be. Any other council that wish to weigh in on the stay, and certainly Ms. Garber, I'll give you an opportunity. Mr. Corrier, Mr. Buba, okay, you stand with Mr. Aztec. Very good. And Ms. Garber, what's the applicant's position on the requested stay?
We don't have any objection to the 30-day stay.
Very good. So then I am going to grant the stay for, it's going to be obviously just over 30 days. We're going to, for a hearing date, that's going to be just beyond 30 days, so that we can see what, if anything, occurs with respect to an appeal or otherwise during that time frame. So for the record, the stay at this point is granted, and then it's my understanding that council have had an opportunity to discuss some future hearing dates with respect to something that would be between 30 days and 45 days. And just for the public's edification, there's a requirement under the municipality's planning code that any subsequent hearings be held within a 45-day time period of a prior hearing. So what I would like to do is try to find a date that's 30 days beyond the May 8th date, but still within the 45 days, unless the applicant is inclined to give an extension of that requirement. But you have some dates that fall within that time frame?
We do, yes.
So let me pull my calendar up. Okay.
Friday, June 16th. Monday, June 19th. Wednesday, June 21st in the morning. Or Friday, June 23rd.
Okay. And let me ask this one question before we get into that. Do all the parties agree that today's proceeding, even though we're not taking any testimony, would constitute a hearing, therefore the 45 days would run from today? Is that an issue?
We'll agree, yes, that the 45 days can run from today.
All right, very good. So I have, at the 16th I do have available, and that works with all the attorneys that are present in the room. It does.
Excellent.
So why don't we schedule it for that date? We'll certainly know by then as to whether or not any appeal has been filed. And we'll list it again for 9 a.m. here at the Township Building. And prior to then, of course, we can converse about whether or not we're moving forward with testimony on that day. So if for some reason we're able to do so, then I'd like to obviously have witnesses lined up, okay?
I can't imagine any circumstance under which testimony would be appropriate on that day, because if you believe that something empowers you to proceed with the taking of testimony, it would be our intention to file a motion with the Court of Common Pleas to continue to, the only thing that could possibly upend that would be if the court were to rescind its order.
Right.
And reverse the decision that had already been made. So my suggestion is that we use the 16th as just another scheduling conference like today.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna state specifically that that's what's gonna occur, but I think it is likely. I agree with you, Mr. Aztec, that it's very likely that would just be some type of status conference. But let's see how things play out, and we can certainly discuss that by way of email as well. Members of the public, does anyone have any questions regarding what's happening here. The order itself has been supplied, and the decision also has been supplied to the township. It's my understanding that's been put up on the website. So if you wish to review it, you have the opportunity to do so. But I'm happy to try to answer any questions if you have questions regarding the procedure that was just addressed. All right, for the record, I see none. Is there anything else that we need to address this morning, other than the stay itself? Okay. All right. I apologize to a certain extent for having to bring everybody up here, but I did think it was important to make a record of this. Of course, if we're continuing things, I don't want to have to re-advertise either. So we had hearings scheduled, and therefore I felt it would be best to just come, let people place any arguments on the record, and get a new hearing date. But we will see everyone on June 16th at 9 a.m. here at the Township Building. Do you have a question that you want of record? Okay. Yes. Can you state your name?
Yeah, it's Anthony Salamone,
and address?
2124 Gruber Avenue, Easton, PA 18045.
How do you spell your last name, sir?
Salamone. Didn't know if I'd be able to talk to you later. What happens if there is no appeal?
So I'll answer that off the record. No, and I certainly will talk to you after. All right. Nope. Anything else? Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. This hearing will be adjourned for today, and we'll see you again on June 16th at 9 a.m. here at the Township Building.
Good morning.
I actually showed him this thing this way. You spray ground up. Vinegar. I'll say vinegar. Yeah. They had a case where somebody was good too. They got a big award or something.
That's it, we're done. Have a nice day.
He said, this is what, 2 or 3 summers ago. He said, imagine if somebody works there.